Memphis fans packed into the FedEx Forum. We'll see the Dallas Mavericks facing the Memphis Grizzlies. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony.
Get a nice clean game, huh? Nice clean game, huh?
And it's going to be the Grizzlies off the tip. So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Darren Williams out there with Matthews. And it's Pachulia in at the center, filling out the middle. Going over some of the quickest players in the league, you think about Mike Conley and Clark. What sets him apart is that he's always under control, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, he takes great care of the basketball. He uses the change of speed and hesitation moves to get where he wants to go, and he's masterful in getting into the lane and finishes with both hands.
Now Conley. Dirk Nowitzki missing from long range. Conley with it. 6 to shoot. Over in the corner, Lee. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation.
Mavericks ball.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Picked by Williams. And Parsons kicks to Pachulia. Nowitzki drives in. That's good.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Conley left side. Pass to Green. Down low, Randolph lays it up and banks it in.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, guys, I was able to talk with Rick Carlisle for just a moment. He brought up Marc Gasol, a kind of sleeper player he thinks could give them trouble. Coach said he's a guy 7 foot plus. He's very skilled, can shoot and finish over either shoulder, and he doesn't shy away from contact. He's a guy you have to really pay attention to. And I've told our guys, we can't let him have a big game. Fellas, we'll see how they do against him.
Thank you, Doris. And he can't hit the second.
And Zaza Pachulia, for my money, has been one of the toughest players in the league. He's got a boxer's mentality. Even his face looks a little bit like a boxer's. He doesn't have the quick twitch muscles of some guys, but his power and effort consistently stand out.
Talking about Zaza's toughness, it's one of the reasons he has such a high rebounds per minute average over his career. And defending on the blocks, he's almost unmovable.
He really, you know what, Coach Kidd loves Zaza. Even started him over John Henson by the end of the season. I mean, he's always willing to trade body blows down low and certainly wins his fair share of those battles.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Some solid numbers once again for Zach Randolph with Memphis last year. He just keeps plugging away, grinding out, no pun intended, chugging along and producing.
Yeah, 16 points, about 10.5 rebounds for Zebo. I mean, he's a classic power forward and always gives you the numbers, even though he still plays under the rim.
Now here's Pachulia. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. They set the pick. Williams kicks to Nowitzki. Rejected by Gasol. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Randolph. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
And, you know, for Randolph, he's been in the league so long and still puts up double-double numbers. Averaged a double-double in 8 of his last 10 seasons. Remarkable.
Now, here's Gasol. Just 5 on the clock. The drive by Lee. The Second chance effort, and Gasol with the lay-in.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Pachulia the pass to Nowitzki. That doesn't go either for Nowitzki.
And for Zach Randolph, at his experience level, to put up 15 and 10 or better, the last player to do that back in 1999, so it's a rare feat.
Now here is Conley. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And to nobody's surprise, Zach Randolph enjoyed an outstanding season, Clark, in 14-15.
And, you know, ironically, by taking more of a backseat to front court being Marc Gasol, Randolph played better, the best rebound rate of his career.
Some changes for Memphis. Matt Barnes is checked in for Green. Allen comes in for Lee. And it's Udrih in for Mike Conley. Dallas also making some changes. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Pachulia. Felton comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Darren Williams. Now here's Barea. He dishes it to Parsons. And the layup is good. Parsons got his first points in this one.
And for the Grizzlies, they had to be encouraged by Randolph's play after signing him to that extension. I mean, he'd been set back by the knee injury, but he came back in a big way.
Here's Udrih. Allen outside. Randolph against Parsons. Randolph can't hit. Mavericks trail by 5.
And Randolph happy to be back in Memphis. He said, this is home. This is where I belong. And look, he's helped establish this team as a power in the Western Conference. And for me, this is the right place for him to be.
And the Grizzlies with possession here after the Mavericks pick up 3. Allen dishes to Gasol. Makes it off the glass. Gasol's got 6. 1:16 left to play in the first. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here. And every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
And the best way to do that when you're missing shots is to get to the foul line. Be aggressive, get to the foul line, and knock down some of those freebies, and the tide can turn for you.
Brandon Wright's checked in for Memphis. And Villanueva kicks to Barea, and he gets the bucket. He's got 5.
Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Here's Udrih. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Barnes passes to Allen. Good-looking screen by Gasol. The dish to Udrih. From 6 away, Mavericks with the rebound.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Now here's Matthews, and stolen by Udrih. And here we go with Allen running it up the court. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
The Grizzlies shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. "15 seconds left in the first quarter. Felton against Allen. Felton goes in, rejected by Gasol. They retain possession. It'll count, and it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
Well, I can't see how they'd come to any other conclusion. I mean, we have a good look at it on the replay, The clock's still ticking when it left his fingertips.
And they've taken a look at it, and they've overturned the call. They've overturned the call. They're calling the basket good, Greg.
Yeah, and that's why we have replay. I mean, to make sure the officials don't miss any calls. And really, a good job to take the second look at it. Would have been a shame if they'd been cheated out of those points.
And the Grizzlies, a team that's dealt with their share of tough playoff losses. But, you know, you talked to point guard Mike Conley, and as he told us before the...
we feel like we're a team that's had to go through a lot of adversity. We've been through a lot of things that's set us back. You know, we feel like we can be just as good as anybody else, and why not us?
One big reason why not them is what happened to Conley. Greg losing him in the playoffs last year was the biggest adversity they went through. Can you make a case that it just made them tougher, or did it really take something out of them?
You know, Kevin, it's really hard to say. A tough break, obviously, losing Mike, and I mean that literally as well. But their problems did set them back, and maybe they can be just as good as anybody else, but until they are, they're going to have some issues.
And the second quarter getting underway.
He's just angling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. And it's Matthews again missing.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
Conley dishes to Green. Nice D from Nowitzki.
Boy, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Harris with it. He's picked up by Lee. Harris kicks to Williams. A floater. Carter with the block. And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession. Zach Randolph is checked in for the Grizzlies. And Dallas with a change here too. Parsons is checked in. Here's Nowitzki. 11 feet out and he hits it. Nowitzki's got his second basket. And the success we've been mentioning with Coach Dave Yeager. He was the second fastest active coach to get to 100 wins.
And Kevin made his way in terms of coaching, started in the D-League and other minor leagues before becoming an assistant with the Grizzlies. It really was the architect, if you will, of the defense that his team is so well known for. He's done a lot for this franchise and looks to be on track to become their winningest coach ever.
Mavericks trail by 3. Nowitzki sets a screen for Williams. Williams double team. Nobody near Parsons. They get it back.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Here's Williams. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Nowitzki kicks to Pachulia. Picked by Williams. Down low, here's Nowitzki. Good, and Harris gets the assist. And it's 6 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Here, the first for Memphis. And guys, over the last 2 seasons, Devin Harris has been a backup point guard, but one could argue that he's outperformed the guys that are directly ahead of him.
That's exactly right, Kevin. I mean, Harris came back to the team that he started his career with to be a support player, but injuries, trades, and generally poor fits elevated Harris's importance to the team.
Conley, the pass to Green. Misses that one. He's made one and missed two this game so far. Here's Williams. Parsons outside. Lets it go from deep. Parsons can't get that one to fall.
You know, getting back to Devin Harris, he can really help you. But you want to do one thing, limit his minutes. 11 full seasons under his belt. Slender in build. It's best to play him around half the game if you can.
And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
First team foul.
And Memphis making a change here. White's checked in.
You know, talking about the veteran Harris, his quickness was still apparent last season, and his skill set was a good fit for Coach Carlisle's flow offense. I mean, this guy's been around a long time, and there are very few that are quicker than him with the ball.
Dallas calls timeout.
Boy, the Grizzlies had a good shot at winning their division last year. Ended up only one game behind the Rockets at the end of the season. Tough pill to swallow for them.
Mavericks trail by 6. Outside Williams. Now the pass to Harris. A clear look for Parsons. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. And for the Grizzlies, it would have been their first Southwest Division title ever last year. They remain the only team in the division to not win it yet. Houston won it last season.
Yeah, and they only went 9-7 last season within the division. That was still the best in-division record in the Southwest. Every other team went 8-8 or 7-9.
Inside and finished off by Parsons.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he fixed the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Lee goes in. Dishes to Randolph. 6 on the shot clock. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
1:39 left to play here in the second quarter. Outside Williams. There's the pick. The shot is off. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Now here's Conley. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. No good from Lee.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Big change last year for the Mavs came when they traded for Rajon Rondo. It looked to be the missing piece for him, Clark, but boy, it just never seemed to come together.
You just don't know. Trades are always risky. You don't know how they're going to work out, and I give credit to ownership for talking to the players to see what they thought about the trade before they actually made the deal.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Marc Gasol's checked in for Randolph. Barnes comes in for Jeff Green. And Tony Allen subbed in for Lee. Matthews against Barnes. Conley dishes to Wright. Mavericks with the rebound.
And things just didn't really work out with Rondo here with the Mavs. Missed a lot of games and at times clashed with that coaching staff.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Conley gets to Gasol. Misses in close.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Pass to Matthews and stolen by Wright. Fast break Memphis. Conley's running.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah,
Perhaps.
but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Grizzlies out in front. They're up by 3. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
You know what jumps out at me? Their efficiency on the offensive end. They shared the basketball. Good shot selection. They showed a lot of patience, and that patience will be tested the rest of the way.
And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
They need to turn up the defense intensity. They let the game get taken to them instead of the other way around. Coming out in the second half, they got to play with a chip on their shoulder, Ernie. You know, don't get pushed around on D. It's payback time.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.